This video will be taking a look at the Brace General that has the bracing ability. It's going to increase the attack against cavalry, elephants, and increase entity mass, which should be useful in defending against shock cavalry. Now, Germanic Spearmasters are already very good against shock cavalry because they have expert charge defense. I'm going to be using Spear Wall on one of the units, and I'm going to be not using Spear Wall on two of the units. Same setup over here, the difference being that I'm going to be activating Brace to see if the units do any better when having the Brace General nearby and activating the ability than they do if they are just left alone without general support. So we're going to start charging into the Germanic Spearmasters momentarily. Fire at will is off to get bracing bonuses. Here we go. Due to expert charge, the Griff Ponvar cataphracts lose quite a bit of men on the charge. They lose a massive amount of men on the charge, more so with the Spear Wall than they did in the other instances. But all units do well against the shock cavalry. All units defeat their shock cavalry. Only 35 men remaining here, 67 remaining here, and 65 remaining here. So using the Spear Wall, definitely useful for spear units that have it. The difference isn't massive though, and the random factor does play a major role in this game for sure. Now let's see what happens if I use both the Spear Wall and Brace for impact. So Spear Wall is activated. I'm keeping my general close by to be able to activate the bracing. And we'll see if this unit with both bracing and Spear Wall does better against charging cataphracts. So, ooh, that's a lot of damage done to the cataphracts. Yeah, it definitely helped them take the first impact and take down the cataphracts quickly. 2 cycles and the cataphracts are basically off the field. The same though is true for all of the units basically. So
the tide of battle turns in our
these
favor.
52 men remaining, 51 kills, 49 kills, 53 men remaining, and 76 men remaining, 53 kills. So it doesn't look like, at least for units with expert charge defense, it doesn't look like the bracing makes that much of a difference. The increased entity mass doesn't make that much of a difference in terms of getting charged with cavalry. It can potentially be useful for melee infantry, but they're going to get wrecked anyway by the cavalry. So you're not safe from cavalry even though you brace with cheap units. Elite spears are going to be able to defeat charging shock cavalry and charging melee cavalry because they have expert charge defense, but having the Brace General, his use is, from what I've seen, less than stellar for infantry. It can be useful for cavalry to increase their bonus versus large, but not really sure. I do think it's one of the best generals options available though, if you use him in cavalry on cavalry engagements, or if you use him on spears that charge into cavalry to increase their bonus versus large. Strength and honor.